Hey guys, it is Jacob here with Woodsy RC and Reds RC Raceway. I wanted to come at y'all with a short video, kind of explaining why I recommend getting used RC cars when you get into the RC hobby, and give you some reasons why you should do that, and what I learned when I started. Alright guys, so what I have here is a two-wheel drive brushed Traxxas Slash. My cat wouldn't move, so he's gonna sit right there. So this is one I bought used. I bought it used for, I think, two of them. Actually, I bought two of them used, $170 something, I believe. If I can remember correctly. I've had this for a pretty good while now, used. You know, I've replaced stuff. I duct taped the inside of the body, and it actually lasted a lot longer than I thought it would. I run connectors on mine. I don't feel like soldering. It's hard. But I need to learn how to do it. That's something you need to learn how to do. But you can see I took these off painted these. These ain't aftermarket anything. But, you know, I've put the hot racing springs. I've put shock caps on it, front and rear. I have many new motors, and I've replaced a lot of the internals on this transmission. I know that's a new ESC. The tires that come with it were okay, but I've discovered that these stock tires off of a two-wheel drive brushless Slash do a lot better when it comes to the spec Slash racing. For what I paid for this and what I have in it, I'd have been out a lot more money, especially if I bought brand new everything. I'd have been out a lot more money than I am now, right? So with me paying as little as I did for this used, coming back and making it my own, you know, I came out money ahead, kinda. You know, with this hobby, you're not going to come out much ahead on anything, but you know, where you can cut corners and cut your costs a little bit is buying used. And it's a great idea for someone who's just starting out, getting into the hobby, and they don't have that much money to spend. And most of it's, you know, younger kids and, you know, adults that don't have much money because they got bills and children and stuff like that. When it comes down to it, you know, getting into this hobby for a fraction of the cost when you go used, you can spend less instead of buying new, and then put the rest of that money that you was going to use to actually buy the car and upgrades for it that you know you're going to have to replace anyway, especially if you've done your research and watched the YouTube videos. Everyone knows that you got to have shock caps for these because they suck. The shocks suck on them, and you're going to be out motors if you race them like I do. Mainly shock caps, but that's really the only problem I had out of this. And then my steering, the bell crank stuff is aluminum. I'll show you all that if I can. That's actually the Traxxas aluminum one, so that's kind of expensive. I probably shouldn't have paid for that. I should have bought an aluminum one off Amazon, but sometimes you can get crap off Amazon and it's really ugly, and not really ugly, really bad quality. Anyway, yeah, so it's basically the exact same Slash you're gonna get from the store, except used, and it works just as good, you know? Okay, so I'm gonna show y'all a new Slash. This is a brand new this year. I bought it brand new this year. It's the new model. Traxxas Slash VXL two-wheel drive. I'm a two-wheel drive kind of guy. Two-wheel drive is my favorite. But you can tell you got the brand new body, you know. So this is still dirty. So I went on a trip last week and I forgot to clean this off. So sorry about that. But if you just take a look at this vehicle, right? You take a look at it. If it wasn't VXL and this antenna was a little bit longer, you couldn't tell a difference, right? I paid almost $400 for this car for a brushless motor, you know? So to me, now I love this vehicle. It's so much fun to drive. But to me, if you wanted a brushless two-wheel drive Slash, okay, you would go get a used two-wheel drive Slash that's been, you know, messed with, right? Get a cheaper brushless motor from Amazon or whatever. Look up the reviews, you know, and then put it in there, and it'll go just as fast and do exactly what you want it to do for a fraction of the cost that I paid for this. Now, don't get me wrong, I paid for this, and it's a really good vehicle. they haven't changed their design because it still works today. You know, if they had problems with their design, that this same design wouldn't have came out years ago, you know, or wouldn't still be here from years ago. So it's like, you know, you're paying for quality. You know, maybe I feel like it's kind of a little bit high, but, you know, Traxxas is a good brand. It's a great brand, you know, and, you know, you're going to pay for it because they think a lot of their brand, but it lasts a while, you know. But if you wanted to, you can still get Traxxas. Just get a used one. Get your own brushless system to stick in there. And you can even get used VXL brushless stuff for cheaper, a little bit cheaper too. And so run it like that. You know, I still have the plastic shock caps on this. And with the power of the VXL, I'm going to have to get some different axles eventually, because I'm sure I will blow them right out. Let me show you a couple more used vehicles that I got that handle so much better than this because of the money that I stuck into it after it being used. So I got one vehicle for practically nothing, but I put a lot of money into it to make it my own, and it's the one I race, and it's my best handling vehicle I got. I'll show you that real quick. So this body isn't that great, but I'm not looking for great when I race. Looking for my handling. So you can look at this one and you can tell it is not stock. The only thing on it that I think is stock is the shock towers and the body mounts. Everything else has either been replaced, redone, upgraded. So I'm going to start out with this. Like I said, this was a brushless. I use brushless lightly because the brushless motor that came in it wasn't the greatest. It was fast, but didn't work for this truck very well. And so this truck came brushless with a high center of gravity chassis. Everything was messed up on it, right? It ran. I'm so thankful for the person who gave this to me and let me use it and make it my own. You know, I'm so thankful. But, you know, it wasn't a good truck. So I put it to the side. You know, I robbed parts of it from other vehicles and stuff like that. And I finally got around to wanting to make it into something, right? So I kind of went nuts, actually. And what I'm saying is I got that truck for nothing, basically. And then I was able to put that money instead of buying a brand new truck. I was able to put that money into that vehicle and completely give it an overhaul. So LCG chassis, RPM bumper, new Traxxas rear bumper, RPM A-arms, RPM camber links, RPM everything, you know, aluminum bell crank steering thing, Dumbo receiver. You know, you can put as many of them with that transmitter as you want. And it didn't even need it. But I even did the heavy duty plastic axles. Aftermarket tires, that's dirty. The Duratrax Punch short course, the C2s. I found they hook up really well at my track. And these even got the metal shocks front and back. So all metal shocks, and they're really good. They're supple. You know, it's a good handling basic truck. It's not fast, so I'm not trying to go and break everything, and I'm sure things will wear out, you know. It's also got bearings, ball bearings all through it, you know. When I got it before, it had bushings through it, so I was able to go and get, I don't know, it was Fast Eddie, or I can't remember what kind of bearings I put in it. But anyway, I did, and you know, they work great. It's the same servo it had when I got it too, and that servo still works, which I got replacement servos to go in it, but I'm gonna wait till it goes out. But yeah, runs like a top. You know, it handles amazing. You know, these brushed motors, they're not fast, but It's one of my best handling trucks that I have. And the guy that gave this to me, if he's ever watching this was your old truck, and it's not anything like it before, and I appreciate you. Now, also, I usually clean my vehicles really well, but I didn't here lately. I've been kind of busy with stuff, so some of my things haven't got a good cleaning like they usually do. This is a new body. So I got this Bandit from one of my other buddies, $75 used. It was brushless. For what I do with it, running out there at the track, it does fine. And it's one of the best handling Bandits that I own, and I own, well, 2 Bandits. My brother has one, and I got another 2-wheel drive buggy. But it handles really good. It handles the dirt well, even with these tires. And like I said, I bought it used for $75. It was brushless. I took the brushless stuff out of it. New XL5, new motor, Dumbo receiver for my Dumbo transmitter, and throw a 2S battery in it. It's good. And that is all I've replaced on this. I did take the rear end apart and clean it. Took this, opened up the transmission, went through all of it. And then I did put this body I was supposed to paint on there, but I kind of like the white and black. With me not having to pay that much for it, me not having to buy it brand new, you know, I was able to put a little money into it and make it mine. But you can do that with brand new ones, but you're just going to be out more money. And if anybody's like me, money sometimes is hard to come by, especially for stuff that you don't need. You know, I don't need to do any of this. It's fun. And lastly, you don't have to spend a lot of money to have a lot of fun in this hobby. You know, it can be trying on the wallet at times. Buy used, take the money you was going to spend eventually, save it, upgrade your used vehicle, and you'll be in the same spot as, you know, if you got a brand new one. But, you know, if there's any questions, y'all comment, send me a message, get on Facebook, look me up at Reds RC Raceway, Woodsy RC, Instagram, TikTok. You know, leave me a comment. Let me know if you have any questions about anything. I appreciate all you guys, all the views and the likes. And y'all be safe out there and have a blessed day.